Right, welcome back to Richmond Crescent for this game here this afternoon. Eastern Suburbs Anakie, where we see it quarter time. Eastern Suburbs 6 goals 440, leading Anakie 1 goal 511. The second quarter proudly brought to you by Lammy's Bar and Bistro down there in the Wool Centre in Murrell Street, Geelong. The umpire holds the ball high to commence this game here, the second quarter. A good bounce in the centre, up they go. Tapped down by Parella. Good roving by Eastern Suburbs there through the agency of Lumsden. Gets it down, but it's intercepted there by number 8 for Anakie. We'll get a name at half time for him. It's kicked out towards the centre wing. Bissett going through strongly, thumps the ball ahead of him, and it goes across the line, and we'll have a throw in. Boundary umpire to bring this ball back into play, centre wing, just in front of us here this afternoon. A good throw in too, a high throw in. They set themselves up, they go. Down to ground it comes. Thompson taps it on. Bissett gets it out with handball. Wilkes in the van. Oh, it didn't bounce properly for him. Now he dragged to the ground, couldn't get his kick. Comes out here where we see Eastern Suburbs run away with the ball on centre wing. A high kick down towards the forward line. That was off the boot of Watson, but intercepting there for the Anakie side and kicking the ball back towards the centre of the ground. Players can't take the mark. Picked up by Rundle. Rundle now goes towards centre half forward where he's got Billman in front. He can't take the mark. Anakie with backup support there over the top of the ball. Out the back it comes where it's picked up by Hood for the Eastern Suburbs side. Kick down towards the forward line, and Treblecock's down there and takes a good mark for Eastern Suburbs. This is Shane Treblecock. Down there about 35 metres out, practically directly in front. As we said before the game, Shane Treblecock leading goal kicker at the moment for the Eastern Suburbs side on 27, and he's lining up for his third here today. Comes in with the drop punt. Lays back on the kick, and I think he's pulled it a fraction, and 1 point is the result. Yes, he just practiced his kick there again. He didn't kick through the ball for mine, and 1 point is the result off the boot of Shane Treblecock. Right, the ball brought in from fullback, kicked out here towards the half back flank, and a good mark taken for Anakie, and it's been taken by Darryl Bissett. Bissett now goes towards the corridor, and he's found his teammate there in Scott Hearn. Hearn between centre half back and the centre of the ground, goes across the ground to the far side. Up they go. Totten's beaten for the mark. Brought to ground. A handball out by Rundle. Gives it on to Nofi over there. Nofi's handball puts a player under pressure. It comes back out where it's picked up there for them by Hood. Hood now kicks the ball towards the half-forward line. Running back, taking a good mark there is Scott Lumsden. Lumsden plays on quickly now. A high kick down towards the pocket. Players leading out. Socket off the ground there for Anakie. Over there in towards the pocket. A pack develops. Out the ball comes. First onto the ball we see Eastern Suburbs screw the ball round. A good attempt for goal, but unfortunately it's gone out of bounds on the full, and that come off the boot of John Zulik. Right, the free kick to be taken in the back pocket down there for the Anakie side. Be taken by McGibbons. Gibbons is kicking out towards the 50-metre line. They set themselves out there. Rundle pushing on his opponent, and the umpires picked it up, and the free kick to be taken over there for Anakie on the half-back flank. Right, the kick round towards the centre wing. Players set themselves over there. Totten couldn't take the mark. Over the back of the pack it comes. Socket off the ground for Eastern Suburbs. Doesn't gain much difference. Now they get the ball out, trying to get it out with handball. Scrambly play. Players diving over the top of the ball. Now it comes out. Picked up and a long kick forward for the Eastern Suburbs side. Down there, and Treblecock again takes a mark. Hits the ground. Plays on quickly, and this time he's made amends for the one before. And Shane Treblecock's third goal for the afternoon. A good mark. He was running back with the flight of the ball, allowed him to play on, and he's kicked 3 goals for the Eastern Suburbs side here this afternoon and makes it 30 for the season. At the 5-minute mark of the second quarter on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock, Rockies out there at Coria Village. Call in and see the Rock for all your locksmithing needs. Lammy's Bar and Bistro, second quarter scoreboard, Eastern Suburbs, 7 goals, 5.47. Anakie, 1 goal, 5.11. The bounce of the ball in the centre, up they go. The ball hits the turf, picked up here for Eastern Suburbs and handballed out there from by Mick O'Leary. Running onto the ball is Julian, sockers it off the ground to a teammate there who picks it up, and this is Brendan Jolly, kicks towards the centre half forward. Up they fly, knocked away from Julian by Whitley, socket off the ground by Totten in towards the forward pocket. Just in front of the scoreboard, over the line it goes, and we'll have a throw in. Boundary umpire brings the ball back into play. Welsh in there, pushes his opponent off the ball, grabs the ball, screws it over his shoulder, comes back with Camerotto, can't take it, he slips over at the crucial stage. Picked up here in defence by Greenwood. Greenwood's kick out towards the half-back line. Coming through strongly, Pittman gets it to Welsh. Welsh gets a quick kick down to the forward line. Camerotto trying to pick it up, he's got 2 to beat, slips over again. Still playing on there, gets a handball out. Whitley with the ball now, handballs back towards the goal square where he had a teammate there, but he put him under pressure, Lumsden, and the ball's run across the line and we'll have a throw in. From the boundary throw in, a high throw in, up they go. Julian gets a tap down and a quick kick towards the goal line there for Anakie. Good roving, good ruck work, and it's come off the boot there of Paul Wilkes. His first goal for the afternoon, and Anakie get their second at the 6.5 minute mark of the second quarter here this afternoon. Right, 7 minutes into the second quarter here at the Richmond Crescent on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock, and Anakie have got their second goal through the agency of Paul Wilkes. Lammy's Bar and Bistro, second quarter, Eastern Suburbs, 7-5-47. Anakie, 2 goals, 5-17. From the centre bounce, we see Eastern Suburbs first under the ball. Hearn couldn't get a kick out of the centre. Socket off the ground by Julian. Comes back here, but a shocking handball by Anakie straight to the waiting arms there of the Thompson for Eastern Suburbs. Kicks the ball down, and the big fella again has taken a mark at centre half forward, Trebilcock. Plays on quickly, spears a pass in towards the pocket. He's got a lead over there, and on the lead he's found Greg Trebilcock, but he's right in the pocket, just inside the boundary line, about 25 to 30 metres out from goal. A bad hand pass in the centre of the ground allowed Eastern Suburbs to go forward this time, and now Greg Trebilcock with the ball lining up for his first for the afternoon. Comes in, stabs at the ball, it goes across the face of the goal, up they fly, tapped down, picked up here for Eastern Suburbs. Couldn't get his boot to the ball. In the van, Anakie come out of defence, being pushed in the back there, and a free kick to be taken for them by Scott Hearn. Hearn now goes across ground, looking for Totten out there on the far side of the ground. Brought to ground by the Eastern Suburbs player over there. It's going through the pack strongly for Eastern Suburbs, but he's caught well there by Jolly, and brought to the ground was Rundle, and the umpires got to come in and ball it up half forward flank for the Eastern Suburbs side. The bounce of the ball, up they fly. Pittman gets it down. A headlock put on the Anakie player there, and the free kick goes to him. Plays on quickly. That was Norton. Dodges around a couple of players. Kicks down towards a half forward flank, and a good mark taken down there by Welsh. Welsh, just in front of the players' club rooms on the far side of the ground, kicks the ball towards the corridor, looking for Camerotto. He's bumped off the ball, and a good mark. Well, good use of the body there by number 39, Perella, and he's taken a mark. Plays on, gets it out here where all on his own we have O'Leary, Mick O'Leary. Not a very good kick round towards the centre wing. Comes close to the boundary line. Over the line it goes before the players could get to it. In the agency of Bailey for East and Wilkes for the Anakie side, and we'll have a throw in. A good throw in by the boundary umpire. Up they fly. Comes to turf. Handball out here by the Eastern Suburbs side, but it's close to the boundary line. Players dove on top of the ball. It comes out where Wilkes goes through. Picks the ball up. Spears it in towards the centre. Teammate there put under pressure though. Tries to get the ball out. Handballs it out. Kicked off the ground by Welsh. Grabbed high was the Eastern Anakie player, and Gavin. Play on the umpire's calls, and his pass finds Camerotto in front this time, and Camerotto's marked about 40 metres out from goal, and on a 45-degree angle. Camerata now coming in, lining up for his second for the afternoon. And if he kicks this, it's a badly needed one for the Anakie side. Comes in, a good kick off the boot, but I think it's gone across the face of the goal, and 1 point is the result. That's 1 goal, 2 off the boot of Paul Camerata here this afternoon, and that come up at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. Grant Eastwood to bring the ball back into play. Favours the clubhouse side. A good kick too, out over 50 metres. Welsh out over there, couldn't take the mark. Hits the turf where it's picked up by Morris Stevenson. Kicks the ball down towards centre wing. Players overrun the ball. Coming through, Billman taps it along ahead of him. Finds his teammate there in Hood. Hood's handball out wide where he's got a player running through there. Spears the ball down up there, unable to take the mark with Shane Friday. Over the back of the pack, he's got support though from Gibbons. Gibbons now chips it back towards centre half back where we've got Julian coming in. Tapped away from him, but the Anakie with the numbers. They get a short kick out. Picked up here and handballed to a running player for Eastern Suburbs in O'Leary. He's kicked towards goal and it swings around in the air, and it's swung and it's gone straight through, and another 6-pointer on the board for the Eastern Suburbs side off the boot of Mick O'Leary, and that has come up at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock here at the Richmond Crescent. There we are, there's the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock showing 11 minutes into the second quarter. Call out and see Rocky 24-hour locksmithing out there at Coria Village. Back to the centre, the bounce of the ball, up they fly. Neither side get an advantage. Comes out where it's handball to Hearn. Hearn's kicked down towards half forward. Julian in front and takes a good mark down there in front of Mitch Whitley. Juggled the ball under pressure, and he'll go back and have a shot for goal. Darryl Julian coming in, lining up for his first for the afternoon. A high kick down towards the 10-yard square. They set themselves. Welsh at the back and comes over the top of 2 there and takes a great mark. And unfortunately, he wants to go on with it down there. Just letting them know that he brought the ball to ground, and he'll go back and have his shot for goal. Players getting a little bit excited down there. A few words being spoken. Eastern Suburbs trying to crib up on the mark, but I don't think the umpire will have anything to do with that. And that's right, he's taken the player back on the mark, and Welsh will line up here for his first goal this afternoon, and a badly needed one for the Anakie side.
There's another one on the other side.
Right, Welsh comes in and puts the ball straight through the centre, and a badly needed goal at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter for the Anakie side, and players are just settling down as the umpire's having a few words to a couple of them down there at the on the forward line, and the ball's to come back to the centre, and we'll have a ball up and start this game off again, and a badly needed goal, as I say, off the boot of Paul Welsh here for the Anakie side. Boys are still at it down there at full forward for to Camerata and his opponent in Greenwood. Come on, umpire, get on with the game. It'll soon sort them out. Ball it up. Waiting for umpire Zalkovic to recommence this game at the 13.5-minute mark. Right, the ball put to turf, a good bounce, up they go. Pittman gets that tap down, but unfortunately it's picked up here for East by Lumsden. Kicks the ball long down looking for Treblecock, knocked away from him this time by Jolly towards the forward pocket. Jolly runs onto the ball, but Treblecock's there with him. It's tapped out into the path for Eastern Suburbs. They have a flying shot towards a goal, and another goal there off the boot this time of number 18, who unfortunately we haven't got a name for at the moment, and as I say, at half-time we'll endeavour to find out who these players are without names, and another goal on the board to Eastern Suburbs, and that come up at the 14-minute mark of the second quarter, and as quick as Anakie get their goal, Eastern Suburbs go up the other end and answer it very quickly, as you see on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. 14 minutes gone, and into this the second quarter. Lammy's Bar and Bristow, second quarter scoreboard. Eastern Suburbs 9.5.59. Anakie on 3.6.24. Right, the ball back in the centre, another good bounce, up they fly. Pittman gets that tap down, but it's Eastern Suburbs again, get the ball out of the centre. Goes where first onto the ball now is Lumsden, goes across to the far side of the ground. Over there, but a free kick to be paid over there to the Anakie side for a push, and they'll relieve from half-back flank. Anakie from half-back line now. Kick the ball roll, high kick, doesn't go much distance down towards centre wing. Up they go. Pittman from behind brings the ball down. A good mark, and he'll drive Anakie into attack. He's kicked down towards the 50-metre line. Out they come. Brought to turf here by the defenders of Eastern Suburbs. The ball goes out wide, where we see Anakie with the ball now running through. There was Brendan Jolly. Kicks down towards a 10-yard square. And I think it's just got through. Yes, it has. And a good goal for the Anakie side. Kick from just inside the 50-metre mark. And I think that's come off the boot of Brendan Jolly. Right at the 16-minute mark of the second quarter on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. Anakie get another goal and another badly needed one. We'll see whether Eastern Suburbs can reply to that one as quickly as they've replied to the others this afternoon. Eastern Suburbs on 9.5.59, Anakie on 4 goals 6.30, and that's brought to you by Lammy's Bar and Bistro down there in the Wool Centre, down in Moorabool Street and Geelong. The bounce of the ball in the centre, up they go. Pittman gets the ball down again, but it's Thompson. Kicks Eastern Suburbs into attack down to half forward. Players diving on the ball. It comes out with handball. It goes across to Julian. Sorry, not Julian, it's Bissett. Bissett gives it across to Hearn, now to Hearn. Hearn from the centre again, wobbles the kick down. Julian dives and takes a good mark down there at centre half forward, directly in front. A wobbly old kick. Unfortunately for Whitley, he was caught behind, and Julian has taken a diving mark. Daryl Julian coming in. He hasn't kicked a goal here this afternoon. Lining up. The drop punt comes in, lays back on his kick, but I think it's gone straight through the centre. Yes, it has. 2 quick goals to the Anakie side here in the last 2 minutes of play in the second quarter. Daryl Julian kicking his first for the afternoon, and that's come up at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith and time clock. There's the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock as we see on 17.5 minutes into this the second quarter. The bounce of the ball. Up they fly. Pittman brings the ball down to turf again. Eastern Suburbs get it out with handball. It goes the wrong way. Diving on the ball is Wilkes. Tries to get it out with handball now. Tap further afield. Eastern Suburbs pushing the ball down across half back. Wilkes goes in there. Welsh goes in, but it's picked up and kicked forward there by Zulik for the Eastern Suburbs side. Being held in front there for mine, the Anakie player Alma. The ball comes close to the boundary line. Slipping and sliding. Comes back now where Alma, the handball, he couldn't take it. He runs onto the ball. Long handball down, finds his teammate down here in Gavin. Gavin kicks down towards half forward flank, but it's all Eastern Suburbs in defence, and they take a mark and will repel this Anakie attack. Right from half-back, Eastern Suburbs kick the ball down towards centre wing. Up they fly. No one can take the mark. Handball out here by Eastern Suburbs, but it's picked up here and kicked forward by Darren Jolly down towards half forward. Julian using his body, pulled off the ball there by Mitch Whitley, and the free kick to be taken by Julian from just outside 50. Plays on quickly, kicks the ball down towards a pocket. Going back there for Eastern Suburbs and taking a good mark is Grant Greenwood. He plays on quickly across the half-back line. He's run into trouble now, but he's quick enough to get a handball out to Paralla. Paralla gives it back to him as he runs through the corridor. Kicks out here towards the centre wing. Wilkes out here and takes a good, well-judged mark behind his opponent now. Spears the pass in, looking for Julian, but coming across. Good play there for Eastern Suburbs. They get the ball to turf. That was through the agency. I'll pick him up in a moment. He's ridden into the ground. Play on the umpire. Advantage rule as it comes to Thompson. Taps the ball on the ground once. Spears it down towards half forward. Up they fly. Over the back of the pack it goes. Socket off the ground for Eastern Suburbs there by number 18. But in the way, taking a mark there for the Anakie side is the number 8 Guernsey. Out towards Totten. Being held for mine, yes. And Totten will take the free kick between half-back flank and centre wing. Right now, Totten to drive Anakie into attack from half-back. Goes wide towards the clubhouse side looking for Welsh. Up high there was the Eastern Suburbs player into the back of Welsh, and Welsh to take the free kick just forward of the centre wing. Still, it's a 2-on-1 situation back there on Camerata as he leads to the pocket, but he can't get there. It's brought to ground. The Eastern Suburbs with too many players back there. Handball across to Perella, but his kick goes out of bounds and we'll have a throw in. We see the Lambie's Bar and Bistro second quarter. Eastern Suburbs 9-5-59. Anakie 5 goals 6-36. Right from the boundary line thrown. A quick kick over the shoulder there by Gavin for the Anakie side, but coming out of defence there is Greenwood. Handballs to a teammate. Back to Greenwood it goes. Greenwood's kicked down towards centre wing. Up they fly. Totten from behind couldn't get it. Over the back of the pack we see O'Leary kick the ball down towards a half-forward flank where players run onto the ball, and across the line it goes, and we'll have a throw-in on half-forward flank for the Eastern Suburbs side, kicking towards the Geelong end of the ground. 21 minutes into this, the second quarter. The boundary umpire brings the ball back into play. Up they fly. Tap down here where we see Totten try to run onto the ball, but he's beaten. It's flipped out, thrown out, the umpire says, by the Eastern Suburbs player. And the free kick to be taken over there by Totten. Jeff Totten, centre wing for Anakie. Kicks the ball low down towards the half-forward line, and a good lead and a good mark taken down there for them by Brendan Jolly. Right, Jolly's kicked down towards the pocket where he's got Julian leading, and Julian has taken the mark. Just looking back now, we see Camerata back there. He's got Greenwood and Perello back there with him, and there must be an Anakie player somewhere loose that can get that back there and help him. Right, Julian kicking from just inside 50. The drop punt, he leans right back on it, a beautiful kick, but the Eastern Suburbs backman through Perella thumped the ball through, and 1 point is the reason. No, a free kick's been paid back there to Eastern Suburbs, and it will be taken for them by Frank Nofi. Goes out towards the clubhouse side. A good kick over the 50-metre line. They set themselves out there. Up they fly. Unable to take the mark there for the Anakie side was Brendan Jolly. It comes out now where it's kicked off the boot of Eastern Suburbs is smothered. Grabbed here by Norton for the Anakie side. But good play. Eastern Suburbs come through. Wilkes dives in on top of the ball and smothers it up, and we'll have a ball up here at between centre and centre forward for the Anakie side, and that was Shane Barley who put his body on the line there for the Eastern Suburbs side too. The bounce of the ball, up they go. Pittman thumps the ball forward. Welsh couldn't take advantage of it. It comes back now, and well tackled there, the Eastern Suburbs player, but they get a kick towards the centre. It's all Anakie here, picked up by Darren Friday. Kicks the ball down to half forward where he's found a teammate down there, he and Phil Gavin. Looking back now, it's a 3-on-1 situation with Camerata. They go short looking for Bissett, and Bissett takes a strong mark. 50 metres, bad play here, I would say, by the Eastern Suburbs player through the agency of Graham Hood, and it's going to take the big fella in Darryl Bissett right down onto the goal line, and he should not miss from here. Right, Bissett coming in now. Kicks it straight through to centre, and another goal on the board to the Anakie side off the boot of Darryl Bissett with the agency of a 50-metre penalty from Graham Hood. Has brought up another goal for the Anakie side, and that has come up at the 25-minute mark of the second quarter. here at Richmond Crescent on Lockie's 24-hour locksmith time clock. On the Lambie's Bar and Bistro second quarter scoreboard, we see Eastern Suburbs 9-5-59, Anakie 6 goals, 6 of 42. 5 goals to Anakie this quarter and 3 to Eastern Suburbs. The ball back in the centre. Another good bounce. Up they go. Thump down there this time for the Eastern Suburbs side, but it's Anakie going to attack from half back. It's grabbed there by Watson. Goes through the centre of the ground. Kicks out towards half forward. Running onto the ball over there. Anakie overrun it. Totten dives on top of the ball. Trying to get the ball out. The umpire's forced to move in and will ball it up. A ball up on half forward flank for the Eastern Suburbs side. Down she goes. Oh, it didn't rise very hard. High, grabbed here for Eastern Suburbs. Thompson gets a handball across the top. Kicked further forward down here and in front. Eastern Suburbs take a strong mark, and that has been taken by Billman. Chips one across, and who should be there but the big fella in Shane Treblecock, and he's taken a mark about 15 metres out directly in front. Lining up for his 4th for the afternoon at the 25.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Right now, Treblecock coming in directly in front. Kicking for his 4th, kicking for Eastern Suburbs 10th. Comes in, the drop punt. Straight through the centre it goes. 4 goals, 1 off the boot of Shane Treblecock here this afternoon. And Eastern Suburbs answer those couple of goals of Anakie at the 26-minute mark of the second quarter here on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. Rockies 24-hour locksmithing out there at Coria Village, and call in and for all your locksmithing needs. Lambie's Bar and Bistro down there in the Wool Centre in Marlborough Street, Geelong. Second quarter scoreboard. Eastern Suburbs 10 goals, 5-65, leading Anakie 6 goals, 6 of 42. The ball up in the centre, another good bounce. Up they go. Tapped out here for Anakie, but Thompson straight onto the ball here. Chips a short one across, and he's found a teammate who plays on quickly. Comes straight across the ground. He's got a lead down here from Watson. Watson marks, plays on, runs towards 50. Chips it back in looking for Greg Treblecock this time. Uses his body, but he's got support as the ball hits the turf, and a kick over the shoulder. But only 1 point as a result, and that was off the boot of Mick O'Leary, is it? Number 24. Kick 1 goal, 1 for the afternoon. And that point come up at the 27-minute mark of the second quarter. From fullback now, the kick out comes out towards the half-back line, and the mark's taken out here by Darren Friday. Kicks towards the corridor, not a very good kick, puts Wilkes under pressure. Eastern Suburbs with the numbers, picked up here by Graham Hood, goes out towards the pocket. Tapped down here by the Anakie defence, where it's picked up by Darren Shelley. He has 2 bounces around the half-back line. Now kicks the ball, a low kick towards centre wing, but over the line it goes before Ryan Norton could take control, and we'll have a throw in centre wing here at the Richmond Crescent. From the boundary line thrown, up they go. Down to turf it comes. First onto the ball, we see it's Darren Friday. He gets it back with the big fella in Bissett. Is kick smothered. Goes out where we see it picked up out there on half-back flank. A high kick down towards the centre wing of the ground. Up they fly. Ball brought to turf. Totten runs onto it. Gets a handball ahead of him as it goes across the line, but he's held after he got rid of the ball, and the free kick to be taken over there by Jeff Totten. Totten now from centre wing. Kicks the ball down towards the half-forward line. Up they fly in front, taking a strong mark as Darryl Julian, playing a great game here. Wants to get on with it now. Camerata's only got a one-on-one situation. A high kick down, and he's been pushed off the ball. He couldn't take the mark. Back up supports these Eastern Suburb come away with the ball. They have 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Run through half-back, kick the ball down towards centre wing. Up they fly, and the mark taken there by Zulik. Zulik plays on quickly, spears the ball down towards the forward line, and a good mark taken for Eastern Suburbs there by Mick Billman. Billman's got a loose player out here through the agency of Bale. Bailey. It's tapped away, but Trebilcock runs onto the ball. Jolly gives him a nudge. He falls over. Oh, well tackled was Jolly. The ball goes towards a pocket where we see Trebilcock trying to keep it in. Taps the ball back inboard, but the umpire said it's out of bounds and we'll have a throw in. Lammy's Bar and Bistro second quarter scoreboard. Eastern Suburbs 10-6-66, Anakie 6 goals 6-42. From the boundary line throw in, up they fly. Parello taps the ball down, but it's taken across the line by Jolly for Anakie, and we'll have another throw in. 29 minutes into the second quarter here this afternoon, and the ball out of bounds in the forward pocket for the Eastern Suburb side. Up they fly. Tapped down there by Pittman. It's kicked out of defence for Anakie, but straight into the waiting arms of Mick Billman. Billman now from half forward flank to put the Eastern Suburbs back into attack. Told to kick the ball long, a high punt kick down towards the forward line. Over the heads of the players it goes. As a pack develops, scramble down there in the forward line. The umpire letting it go at the moment. Zulik can't get out with the ball. And the umpires are going to move in now and ball it up a few metres out from the goal line. And umpire Zalkovic receives the ball and about to put it to turf. Bounce of the ball, up they fly. The big fella again, Pittman gets the tap down, taps it towards the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in. From the boundary line throw in. Up they fly. Pittman gets a tap down. Coming through Anakie with handball. Get themselves out of trouble here. Running through half back. A handball over the top. Finds a teammate there in Darren Shelley. He kicks the ball low out towards the centre wing. Norton bumped as he went for the ball. He tries to handball it to Totten. The ball spills free. Totten, good pick up over there. Steadies. Gets his kick down towards the half forward line. As the siren sounds to end the second quarter here this afternoon. A 31-minute second quarter. And a better quarter for the Anakie side. A little bit more desperate here this afternoon in that second quarter, and they kicked 5 goals for the quarter, whereas Eastern Suburbs kick 4. Half time here at the Richmond Crescent this afternoon. We see that Anakie, with, as I say, with better display in that quarter. Julian at centre half forward gave him something up forward to kick to. Camerata being well held down there, but as I say, they're getting 2 and 3 players back on Camerata and not giving him a clear run at the ball, which is good tactics. But surely there must be some Anakie loose players somewhere around that area that can go back there and help him. From the centre, Eastern Suburbs, little men are getting the ball out, sending them forward, and they've got a focal point down forward in Shane Trebilcock, who's kicked 4 goals for the afternoon. Half-time scoreboard there, we see the Lammy's Bar and Bistro half-time scoreboard. Eastern Suburbs 10 goals 6-66. 4 goal leaders over Anakie are on 6 goals 6-42. We'll take a break and be back for that third and vital quarter very shortly here at Richmond Crescent.